Joe Biden believes you should be in a mask and I should be in a mask, but doesn't apparently care whether he has to wear a mask. Look at this video. He was in a mall, I guess, or in a store without a mask. And you can see the sign saying face coverings required while he's there with his mask pulled down underneath his chin. Peter Doocy of Fox News asked Jen Psaki about it. And listen to how that went.
We saw the president shopping indoors on Saturday behind glass that says face covering required, but his face was uncovered. Why?
The president is somebody who follows the recommendations and the advice of the CDC. I don't know what the circumstances were of that particular moment.
He was shopping in a store, and on the glass outside it said face covering required, and we could see him inside, and his face was uncovered.
Well, again, Peter, our recommendation and advice continues to be for people to wear masks when they are required in establishments.
I'm concerned that when the president says today, please wear your mask indoors in public settings around other people, and he doesn't do that, that it's going to make it harder to get people to follow him?
I think you see the American people, and all of you see the president wearing a mask every time he comes out to an event, when he's sitting in meetings, and certainly he will continue to model behavior he hopes the American people will follow, not for his benefit, but to save their own lives and the lives of their friends and neighbors.
Is he a hypocrite, Senator?
Well, without question, and I think it's not just him. You look throughout the left that's, preaching that we all do this. Some of the most startling photos now are sort of the Hollywood elite, but around them, the servants, those serving their glasses and their champagne are all wearing masks while the Hollywood elite don't. The pictures of Newsom dining and fine dining and not wearing a mask. But there's something even worse here, because we haven't even, the hypocrisy is apparent, but we have so forbidden the discussion of whether they even work that we have ignored something. I believe that Dr. Fauci's advice on masks actually costs lives, that the misinformation that cloth masks work actually might encourage you to engage in risky exposure to someone and get the disease when there are masks that work, 10 times, maybe 100 times, maybe 1,000 times better. So you can imagine a 75-year-old person whose spouse has COVID. And if you take Dr. Fauci's advice, just wear your cloth mask, your cut-up T-shirt, put a bandana on, and go in and take care of your loved one. Well, if you're really at risk and you're 75 years old and you're going to take care of your spouse, I think that's commendable. But really, the advice should be to wear a mask that works. The N95 has a much better chance of working. You have to have a very tight seal. You can have no air going around the mask. Nobody wears a mask that way. The doctors do and the nurses do in the COVID room. But by giving people bad advice, what we're doing is we're getting them all to submit and to the submission of lemmings, but we're not giving them good medical advice. We're actually giving them the wrong advice. Cloth masks, frankly, don't work. And actually, if you put this up, YouTube's going to take it down. I hope you're not on YouTube, because they'll probably take it down, because it's true. Cloth masks do not work. But
well, even the administration's own advisor said that once he left. He admitted in a moment of unexpected clarity.
Yeah, they don't get taken down. Apparently, YouTube only cares if a Republican points out, one, that there are randomized controlled studies, a large one from Denmark, showing that half the people wore masks, half the people didn't wear masks, and guess what? The incidence of disease is about the same. In Florida, we have a large number of school districts. Half of them obeyed DeSantis, half of them disobeyed DeSantis's rule, and they had a mask comparison. Incidence of the disease the same between the unmasked students and the masked students.
Yeah.